What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new YouTube web series called BBLB Presents Drunk Video Game History. I'm your host, Andrew Beller. Alongside with me is our Resident Evil fanboy, Kyle Barron. On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk are you right now?
I'm at about a good solid 7.
We need to get that up a lot more than just a 7 if you're going to tell us the entire history of Resident Evil 7. Fucking damn it, the entire history of Resident Evil. Drink that vodka. So, Kyle, just do it, dude. What is the history of Resident Evil?
Alright, so let's start off. Where do we start?
Resident Evil 1. Yeah.
So, Resident Evil 1 starts with Alpha Team going in search for Bravo Team. And then, along the way, shit gets real. Brad Vickers, aka Pussy Boy himself.
Isaac?
Yeah, kind of. Leaves the entire team in the forest of the Arcalay Mountains.
I think that's pretty shitty, but okay. Yeah,
sounds
actually like something Isaac would do. If you continue drinking this way, yeah.
Anywho, they get chased through the forest by a bunch of fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Okay?
Scary.
Yeah, scary. Bunch of scary.
Oh, wow.
Bang, 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 bang. Shots are fired. Ending up at a mansion. Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, and Albert Wesker himself. Anywho, this game starts off with 2 characters. Chris Redfield and mighty fine Jill Valentine. You get to choose either between one of these 2 characters. One's a boy, one's a girl. And just like in real life, some days you want to play as a boy, some days you want to play as a girl.
Right, I understand. I feel that every morning too.
So either way, they're going through this mansion not knowing what the fuck's up, encountering zombie after zombie.
One of your eyes was slowly closing.
And eventually, they figure out they were betrayed by Albert Wesker himself.
Found you!
He found him alright, and after sicking that sick beast tyrant on him, they managed to escape.
So is that the end of Resident Evil 1?
That's the end of Resident Evil 1.
Thank you so much for giving us the backstory of Resident Evil 1. Got a few questions for you if you don't mind me asking. 1.5?
I can talk about 1.5. What question you got?
In Resident Evil 1.5, who was the stand-in character before Claire Redfield? Was it A, Elza Walker, B, Rebecca Chambers, C, Jill Valentine, or D, Sheva Alamore?
Liza Walker!
Let's see what the survey says. It didn't give us the answer. This is a horrible quiz. I like this. One more question before we move on to Resident Evil 2. How many years are between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4?
6.
Alright. Moving on. So what about Resident Evil 2? What happens in Resident Evil 2? Does it pick off directly after Resident Evil 1?
Takes place 3 months after Resident Evil 1.
Oh, okay.
Leon Kennedy.
Who's that?
Don't ever ask me that question again. But Leon Kennedy is a rookie cop looking for the RPD. And it's his first day on the force, getting called into Raccoon City.
Right.
When he gets there, shit gets real. Soon as he's in, you'll do. He meets Claire Redfield at a diner after saving her life. Bang!
They bang?
I wish. Then, they find themselves in a police car that apparently they have stolen, and they drive away and get in a car accident.
Oh,
I saw someone had insurance. They are separated, and now Leon Kennedy must go through the streets of Raccoon City to the RPD.
So he's gonna clean up those streets. New job, new cop, he's gonna clean up those streets.
Yes. What he doesn't know is that the Raccoon Police Department is overrun by zombies and other zombie-esque creatures. I don't know what I said that was so funny. Leon Kennedy is going through the...
Sir! Stop screaming.
Am I allowed?
Don't yell at me.
Don't yell at me!
This is my show! Continue. So Leon Kennedy is in the police department with zombies and zombie-like things.
Trying to find Claire Redfield. That's Jill Valentine.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the expert here.
That's right.
Okay, don't pretend.
Sorry.
So he's trying to find Claire Redfield in the RPD, but instead, he comes across Ada Wong. Ada Wong says she's an FBI agent looking for her boyfriend. That's Jill Valentine. Fuck me. Okay. So Leon Kennedy is falling in love with Ada Wong this entire time. And they
just met each other.
They're in love. They know each other for about 2 hours and fall in love. That's just how
Gotcha.
it goes. So, long story short, they're looking for this virus. They know there's a virus. They gotta fucking stop it. World domination, you know. Okay, so they go down into the Umbrella Corporation hideout. Okay, and
the Hive.
The Hive, as they say in the Paul W.S. Anderson movies, the Hive.
Oh, don't worry. Hold on. Before you do that, what game characters appear in live action in Resident Evil Apocalypse? Claire and Leon, Chris and Jill, Jill and Carlos, or Chris and Sheva?
Jill and Carlos, man. Where'd I leave off?
The Hive.
Oh, so they're down there, and then you figure out Ada Wong. Ada Wong herself is...
Wait, that was Carlos the whole time in that movie? Carlos from Resident Evil 3?
Yes. Ada Wong is fucking not an FBI agent, man.
Right.
And, like, it's fucking bullshit. She totally fooled Leon.
Yeah.
And he's like, my dick's hard for you. My dick's hard for you. I think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever met, but you're a liar. So I put you from, like, an automatic 10 to a 6.
Only 4 points.
She falls down a well like the girl in the ring.
Right.
And,
who hasn't, you know?
Yeah, I know. And, you think she's dead.
Right.
She's not dead.
She's not dead.
Just so you know.
Ada Wong is alive and well.
Yeah, so then Leon fights William Birkin.
Okay.
William Birkin is the main villain of this game. He is a fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Man, he invented the T-virus. The T-virus is what turns everything into lickers, zombies, homosexuals. And anyway, he fights him at the end, kills him, and then they ride away on a train with Claire Redfield and Sherry Birkin, his daughter. And that's Resident Evil 2.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Cheers. Next up, Resident Evil 3. What is Resident Evil 3?
Resident Evil 3 takes place simultaneously.
Oh, fuck.
Resident Evil 3 takes place simultaneously with Resident Evil 2, before and after. It's a time paradox. It will blow your fucking mind. Anywho, Jill Valentine.
Hey, there she is.
There she is herself. Become real. Become real. Anywho, she's trying to escape Raccoon City. She is being hunted down by no other than God himself, Nemesis. He is a mix between a zombie, that's Bane from Batman.
Ah, right. See, I'm not the historian, I don't know these things.
He is a mix between a zombie, a hentai monster, and probably a child predator. This whole game is just, you're trying to escape the city. That's really
So
it.
it's the same as Resident Evil 2.
Almost. But in Resident Evil 2, Leon doesn't really know why he's there, you know? He's just at the city, and,
he's a cop. It's first down the
he's
job.
There. He's just there. Jill, on the other hand, no shit's going down. She's trying to leave. Why does she take all these twists and turns when, like, if we got out of our city, you can just go either way and walk in a direction, you can just be out of the city?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she goes to, like, the sewers and shit.
Right.
Yeah, and fights crocodiles. No, she doesn't. The Gamma Hunters?
Yeah.
That's what they call it?
Mm-hmm. Gamma Hunters A. I don't know these
Gotta be
things.
it.
I'm not the historian here.
What's wrong with my hand right now? Anywho, she finds Carlos Oliveira, the sexiest Mexican you can ever find.
Who I just found out was the character in Resident Evil, the movie.
Carlos and Jill go on an adventure to escape the city. And do you want this?
Quiz time! What year does Resident Evil 0, 2, 3, and Code Veronica take place? A. 2004, B. 2011, C. 2008, or D. 1998?
What? It's gotta be 98. It's all 98.
Ding, 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 ding. You get a drink.
That's what I win. That's fine.
That's what you win. So what happens next?
What happens next is that the whole thing is just one big desperate escape.
Okay.
And you go to the end. You encounter Nemesis 18,000 times in a clock tower, in the police station, in your mother's rectum, and then they get away in a helicopter thanks to Barry Burton himself, a character coming back from Resident Evil 1. Barry comes and saves the day.
Don't you shoot and kill him at the beginning of the game?
Barry Burton?
Oh, no. Who's the guy you killed at the beginning of the game?
Nobody.
Moving on to Resident Evil 4.
Bottoms up, boys. So Resident Evil 4... So Resident Evil 4 takes place 6 years after Resident Evil 2 and 3.
It's a pretty big time jump.
Yes it is. Leon Kennedy's had some time to mature. He's grew some hair on his pee-pee. He's got some chest hairs. He might have had sex with a woman or two.
How old is Leon now at this point?
is now 27 years old at this point.
Hey.
Yeah, Leon is back, and he is a government secret agent. I don't know if it's so much secret, but I have spit all over my face. He is a government agent sent to Europe to rescue the president's missing daughter.
Obama, right?
Yeah, Obama's daughter. She's white, so obviously there was some interracial relationship that Michelle Obama does not know about. She should really look into it. It's a concern. So he has to find Ashley Graham, the president's daughter. So he goes through a village and he just starts murdering people. Think of The Village by M. Night Shyamalan. Okay?
Oh no.
And then imagine if somebody just went to their territory guns blazing. They'd be pissed too, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And they were mad.
Yeah.
So they all tried to attack him. And he's like, what's going on? Why are they so mad at me? I'm Leon. So then he goes to this village and continues to go through this village. He fights many villagers. Fish, giant mongoloid monsters, until eventually he finds Ashley Graham at a church. A church, you know. Well, now they're together. You know, pretty much it's another escape mission. It's just, you're always escaping in these games. Well, I just realized that.
Quiz time! What haunted the remaining STARS members in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis? Quiz time! What is the name of the research facility in 2002's Resident Evil film? Was it A, the Hive, B, the Paris facility,
It was the Hive.
C, Arcalay Research Facility, or D, Spencer Labs?
It was the Hive.
So we have Ashley's together with Leon. You're saying they might be...
Oh, she fucking wishes, buddy.
So what happens next?
So now they're trying to escape this wretched part of Europe. This poor... It looks like shit. Everyone has crabs and fucking lice. So they find Osman Sadler. Okay, he is the culprit behind this entire cult that is happening. So Leon and Ashley are injected with the Las Plagas virus.
What's that?
It's like a little semen monster that goes inside your neck.
The Las Plagas has been injected into them.
So Ashley has to get an abortion later in the game to get this Las Plagas virus out of her. And so does Leon. He sits in the same machine right after. They didn't clean the utensils or anything. Then after that, Leon Kennedy fights Osman Sadler. And Osman Sadler becomes like a crab. I don't know why he mutates into this crab monster. Don't ask me why. It's the Las Plagas virus. Makes whatever you want. So what
it does, from what I'm understanding, is if you're injected with a Las Plagas monster and you have a hentai fetish, you become the hentai that you love. So he loved crabs.
He kills Osman Sadler. Anyway, him and Ashley escape via jet ski. You think I'm making that up? I'm not.
Insert clip here.
Hang on, sweetheart.
So we're 4 Resident Evils in so far, out of the 7 that have come out chronologically.
Yes.
Are you ready to start Resident Evil 5?
I think so.
Resident Evil 5!
So Resident Evil 5 takes place in, I believe, 2009? So Chris Redfield is back. And this time, he has been weightlifting. He has been getting jacked. He is now no longer a pussy boy that he was in Resident Evil 1. And this time, he is in Africa. And he gets partnered with Sheva Aloma. They have to figure out what is going on with the people of Africa. I thought it was malaria. Chris and Sheva begin their journey, and they soon figure out that Africa is being overrun by the Ouroboros virus.
Quiz time! What is the name of the virus that Wesker and Excella create?
Ouroboros! I just said it!
You can see the demons coming out of his eyes.
Demons. So...
Sheva.
Sheva are going around
investigating Africa.
Getting a fucking 3rd-degree sunburn. You wouldn't believe who's behind this whole virus.
I wouldn't.
Albert Wesker himself.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare.
From Resident Evil 1, who I didn't mention you thought was dead. And he wants to take over the world with the Ouroboros virus.
Why does he want to take over the world?
Who fucking knows, man?
Gotcha, right. So Wesker's back. He's got slicked hair. He looks like a boss. He's got a leather jacket on. Kind of reminds me of JP from Grandma's Boy. He's back with the Ouroboros.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's bad. He has a higher pitched voice. I don't know why. Yeah, Chris really just kicks his ass. Even though fucking Albert Wesker in this game has like Matrix powers. So Chris really just takes him down with his muscles. Oh, and Jill Valentine's back. I forgot to tell you.
What happened to her at the end of 3?
Oh, it doesn't tell you. Isn't that funny? Haha, joke's on you. But to Resident Evil 5, it just says that she died in a previous mission that Chris and Jill had to find Albert Wesker.
So you're telling me that in a previous mission before Resident Evil 5, Chris and Jill were looking for Wesker, and Jill dies.
Yes, she tackles Albert Wesker out of a window, and then her body is never to be found. So that's why Chris Redfield is on a mission to find Albert Wesker and destroy him.
That's why he's in Africa.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that Albert Wesker is behind the Ouroboros virus.
Okay, and we find that out throughout the game.
Yes.
Okay.
Anywho, like any other Resident Evil game,
Time to escape!
they have to escape, but after killing Albert Wesker and saving Jill Valentine.
Moving on to Resident Evil 6!
Have you played Gears of War?
Yeah.
Have you seen Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah, of course, I love them.
Well, there you go.
Moving on! So, Resident Evil 7. Tell me about this game.
So, you know 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1?
Yeah.
Remember everything I told you about it?
Yep.
Well, fucking forget it, because it almost doesn't even matter at this point. This is almost a soft reboot into the series.
Okay.
You are now a man named Ethan Winters. Where did he come from? Only God knows. But you are sent to Louisiana, in the U.S. of A. Louisiana. What the fuck is there? Oh, your missing wife, Mia. That's who's there. Why is she there? I don't know. Why did she... I don't know. You end up at the Baker residence. And the Bakers are a fucked up Texas Chainsaw-like family.
Hillbillies.
Yes.
So, he arrives at the Baker's residence.
He arrives at the Baker's residence, and he searches around the premises. The gate is locked. No front door access here. Goes around the back, and he is treated to an unwelcome welcome. So he finds his wife tied up in the basement. Not even tied up, she's just in a cage. And then you figure out that she is possessed by this virus.
What virus?
E001 virus is what Mia is contaminated with.
So then what happens?
She cuts your fucking hand off.
You're dead?
Yeah, that's what they based this game off of, in case nobody knew that. And then you shoot her multiple times. Bang, 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 bang. And then you get knocked out by none other than Daddy himself, Jack Baker. Yeah, so you get hit by Jack Baker, and then you're around the table and you see Jack Baker, Marguerite Baker, and Lucas Baker. And they're just a fucked up family. Oh, and Grandma Baker. I don't know. They just call her Grandma, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Meemaw. Meemaw.
Meemaw. They essentially just leave you alone. They go away and leave you alone. And, you know, you rattle on your chair a little bit. You fall down and you start trying to escape. Yet again, you're escaping.
7th time!
7th time in a row. It's like, what happened in the last 6? And so, let's try to escape again.
Yeah, why not?
Let's see what happens. So Jack's trying to stop you from getting out of the house. So he's going to hit you with a shovel a few times. You're going to get by. You're going to find a key. You're going to crawl under a crawl space. You're going to get the fuck out. Anyway, you really go through this house long enough to kill Jack Baker and Marguerite. You slay this family, this fucking southern family. Anyway, you find yourself on a boat eventually. A boat in the middle of Louisiana. Why is that there? I don't know. And you're on it, and you figure out that your wife Mia was actually a fucking scientist for this, or an agent scientist thing for this corporation that handled viruses. You just go through this ship. Shit's going down, you're fighting these crazy looking black molded things. One looks like a spider, one looks like a human. That's all you fight through the whole game. It's pretty boring, honestly. You kill those things, and then you find yourself in a mine shaft, fighting more of these spiders and hentai looking monsters. You find yourself back at the Baker residence, I don't know how, after going from the Baker residence to a boat somewhere into this mine shaft that just goes somewhere, and you emerge back at the Baker residence to fight none other than the little Evelyn girl that you've been seeing throughout this whole journey that I didn't mention up until now. And you figure out that she's the grandma the whole time that was sitting at the table with you. Anywho, you shoot this bitch a bunch of times. It's like a big face with a bunch of hentai around her. You shoot her, bang, 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 and then what happens is a gun drops down, bang, and you hear a voice that says, "Use it!" So you take the gun, and then what do? You aim up, and you bang, 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 bang. You shoot this monster. She's dead. And then you just see all these agents come down, or, military operatives come down, and one takes off his helmet, and you would not believe who it is, because it looks nothing fucking like him in any other fucking game. Chris Redfield himself.
I'm Redfield.
So I thought you told me this game had nothing to do with the other ones.
That's the only thing it has to do with any of the other games, is that Chris Redfield shows up at the end. And that is the history of Resident Evil 7 up until the new one, Resident Evil 8 Village.
Well, thank you so much, Kyle, for sitting down with me in our lovely studio to go over the history of Resident Evil.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was my pleasure to ask you questions, and I hope it was your pleasure to answer and give me the history of Resident Evil.
I don't remember one word I've said, brother.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Good night. I love this show.
Fucking damn it, Dad!